Challenges are everywhere. At Dicor, we believe solutions always exist, sometimes by adapting new technologies from other fields. The key is having enough experience to find the right one and the will to pioneer something different and better. Like intelligent automation that virtually eliminate waste and error. See more at dicor.com/automation.
Sherman Goldenberg here, publisher, RV Business, rvbusiness.com, with Tim Highland. Tim is, and I'll get this right, Tim, president of the RV Group for GE Capital's commercial distribution finance business. I did that right?
You got that right. Good morning. Good to be with you.
So we're looking at a little bit, Tim, back at 2014, and then more toward 2015. We're in the first quarter, but what things look like. Take me back to 2014, a year, I was going over my notes, a year that ended really strong. Tell me about your view of it.
Well, you know, it did end strong. It's funny, when I think of 2014 and the snowstorm we just had last week, I remember the weather and how the weather was a little bit tough on everybody in the beginning of the year. You know, we had some transportation issues too, which maybe we still are dealing with, but we had some headwinds there in the early part of the year. But I think the year turned out really well. You know, we saw 11% growth in shipments, which was fantastic. You know, we look at our portfolio and we see that our turns are maintaining themselves, again, still over 2 times, which is great. We look at our aging, remaining under 10%. I think if we look back at 2014, there's a lot to feel really good about, and it was a great year. You know,
looking at RVIA's year-end shipment report through December, it was even better in many ways. Not to be over the top about it, but it was even better in many ways how it ended. Better than 11%. This is total shipments, wholesale shipment to retailers of all RVs surged, you know, 23% month to month, last month of 2013. You know, okay, no blind optimism, but it really couldn't have been much better, could it?
Yeah, no, it was great, and you know, I think that helped us finish above where everybody thought we were going to finish. Earlier in the year, people were talking about 8% or so, and we finished 11%. So again, very strong finish to the year, and hopefully it bodes well for 2015.
Now let's talk about 2015. We're already in it. We're in early February. How do things look to you now? I mean, not only looking back, but looking forward.
Yeah, so you know, if you look at where we've started the year, it's not too bad. You know, last year we had GDP growth around 2.2, maybe 2.4%. You know, this year people are talking about 3% or better. So that's bodes well for 2015. And if you look at, you know, consumers are energized by, you know, an improving job market, lower fuel prices, energy prices. And, you know, stepping back to 2014, we saw the fourth quarter consumer spending increase at a very, very fast rate. So that was very good. And I think as consumers are looking at 2015, the improving job market just creates some good feelings about the economy. And I think that's why we're seeing consumer confidence at a very high level right now. You put on top of that things like interest rates being relatively low, no real prospect of that increasing. You know, there's good availability of wholesale and retail financing. I think, you know, outside of things we're seeing in the global market, you know, as long as the U.S. market continues to push along the way it is, we should have a pretty good 2015.
Retail shows consistently up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we you know, looking at you know, dealer sentiment and things like that, you can't pick up an article and not see something that says something about record attendance. So that is showing very well as well.
One thing that kind of caught in my mind was the interest rates. just, contrary to some things we've heard on the national news, you seem to be assuming that there won't be a bump in the federal rate.
No, I wouldn't say there's not going to be a bump. Everything you read suggests there probably will be. But if you look at, how fast that's going to happen, again, what you hear and read about is the fact that that's going to be measured and not going to accelerate quickly.
In other words, not a major obstacle.
That's what we're hoping for.
Tim, middle markets, it's something in the language of GE, really, that means a lot to them, and probably ought to mean a lot to the industry in general, the recreation vehicle industry. When you talk about middle markets and the significance of them, what are you really talking about?
GE Capital and the National Center for the Middle Market just released their fourth quarter data, so it's good timing for your question. Just to remind everybody, the way we define middle market are companies between $10 million in revenue and $1 billion in revenue. So right there you can see that captures a lot of our dealer base, a lot of our manufacturers, and even our largest manufacturers, if you look at them on a divisional level, would fall within those categories. So what we saw from the middle market is that between the fourth quarter of 2013 and 14, hiring doubled, which is a great thing. You saw 2.3 million jobs being created in the middle market, and as you look out into 2015, 64% of jobs are going to be created in the middle market. So some pretty impressive data there. Also, when you talk to middle market executives, they're looking at 6% revenue growth, 4% hiring growth, and generally have a fairly high opinion of the economy and where it's going, absent, again, that global economy, which has a little more rockiness to it right now. They're also concerned about some of the things that we're concerned about here in the RV industry. They're concerned about the ability to find, hire, train, and retain good talent. So you can see a lot of similarities with the things that we're dealing with in the RV industry with the middle market as a whole.
So essentially, the middle markets are the breadbasket of America, economically speaking, huh?
Yeah, it really is, and again, it has a third of all jobs, creates a third of the non-government GDP. So it's a very significant part of our economy.
Now, I don't want to go way off into international markets, but when you speak of them, you're speaking about and I'm asking. Europe and its somewhat iffy outlook, economically speaking, and other things?
Well, again, since really our focus is kind of the North American economy, those things matter because they have an impact on us. But as long as we see the resurgent U.S. economy continue to maintain its pace, I think we'll be okay for 2015.
If we look at the domestic market and significant trends, what would you mention on your end that you see here?
Yeah, well, if we take that to the RV industry, a couple things you're looking at. You mentioned dealer sentiment earlier, and we mentioned that we're seeing record shows and things like that, which is fantastic. The other thing I think we see there is you see a lot of first-time buyers coming in here, which is really great for the industry. More people looking towards the RV lifestyle as something that is appealing to them. So I think that's going to be a big opportunity here in 2015. Other things you see are consolidation. You're seeing that at the manufacturer level. You're seeing that at the dealer level. So I think that's something to pay attention to. And then capacity at the manufacturer's level. You're seeing a lot of growth happening out there. You're seeing manufacturers expand at existing facilities, and that might be around the Elkhart area. But you also see them looking to new areas like Michigan. So I think that's a great sign for the industry. It's a great indicator of the growth we're seeing and something to watch for this year and the years to come.
This consolidation that we're seeing at every level, has it had any impact on GE Capital and how you do business?
No, we've got great, at the dealer level, we've got great dealers, and we're continuing to grow and expand with them, and great manufacturer partners. So I think it's just a fact, and we just need to watch it and figure out how to work with it as it continues.
Okay, so to wrap this up, I think that it's only pertinent that we mention, and I think it's okay to mention, that Jeff Immelt, your CEO of
Chairman and CEO of General Electric,
is coming to Elkhart in the near future, is he not?
He is. He's coming at the end of the month, which is really exciting. GE is a big supporter of the RV industry, and we have been for more than 30 years. So it's going to be exciting to have Jeff come out. He's going to meet with some of the industry leaders, and we look forward to showing him how Elkhart is benefiting from the resurgent RV industry and the great work we're doing there. So it's going to be an exciting time.
I appreciate the heck out of your time today, Tim, and your people in helping us do this. And we look forward to seeing you, especially later this month, on the streets of Elkhart with your boss.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Thanks for having me on.